It's not always fun and games for first responders.
05 Central, you show me in pursuit.
But sometimes it is.
Oh my God, he's not wearing pants again.
Sometimes it's dangerous.
Flipping around, look out, look out, look out.
Sometimes it's not.
Antler Boulevard for a snake in a house.
And sometimes it's just plain stupid.
Chihuahua in his lap on a lawnmower.
This is the stupid side of first response.
Dispatch, do I really have to go to that?
This is Code 0.5.
Come in 0.5.
Hey guys, we're back again. One more time. I'm surprised y'all are still listening. Anyway, it's Jason, along with your co-host Rich.
What up?
Before we do every episode, we always sit here and talk, and we're like, hey, what are we going to talk about this time? And we mutually came up with the same thing, going over our notes for the last few weeks. And today we're going to talk about, I think, everybody's favorite people, and those are Karens.
I just want to add a little addendum to the notes. We were contacted on the 05 Messenger, and the lady's like, I guess I'm living in the freaking 80s, saying I was going to write something down. So I've been keeping it on voice notes. I don't have your name pulled up, but I took your advice. That's what we're doing these days. Karens.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that you are listening.
Constructive criticism. You got to have it, man.
Well, it's kind of like when I told you that I was on my way over here so we could record, and then I got here and then had to wait like 15 minutes on you for you to show up.
No, you did not. No.
I was like, I was just thinking that Rennick showed up at your house and had you, talking about some whatever that happened.
Why you got to put that evil on me? You know what'll happen now, right?
Yeah, damn it.
You said his name.
He's working, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his weekend.
I'll be able to monitor his location.
Yeah, pull his bubble up. The thing even gets remotely close. We're killing the lights and acting like we ain't here.
That's when we need to have this on YouTube and everybody can see us killing the lights and hiding out.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he'd probably impound our trucks. He'd be like, all right, y'all want to hang out with me? I'm impounding your shit. Then what are you going to do?
I think I have mine parked where it wouldn't actually be parking. It'd be like where a sidewalk is.
Yeah.
So I guess a walkway.
Oh, yeah, he won't have that. He ain't going to have that.
Hold on. I'm still trying to pull it up. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the Karens that we've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks. I think you've actually got some more stuff on Karens than I do.
I have got Karens out the wazoo over here.
One of your Karens is pretty funny.
Which one?
The one about the football or whatever.
The football. Oh, yeah.
Or baseball or whatever it was.
Well, that's a set of Karens. They're like twin Karens. So I got two for the price of one.
There's two of them?
Two of them. Live in the same house. Mother-daughter combo.
And both of them act like that?
Yes.
Those kids?
Bruh. It's bad.
So how did all this start? Why do they hate kids so much? And apparently footballs.
I don't know, because they have kids that live there. I guess they just... I don't know. All I know is we get a call because they're saying that the kids are out in the road and they're throwing the football and it's bouncing into the driveway. It's gravel driveway. It's bouncing into the driveway and it's like hitting rocks or like, bouncing rocks into her truck. And so you go over there and get to looking, and she says it's damaged, but she's got a newer truck. I'd say it's like a 2021. It's got to be a 2021. It's a Dodge, freaking blaze orange color. I mean, it looks good. Nice truck. I can see where she's at, wanting to keep it.
It's a Dodge, though.
Right, but I mean, still, it's like.
It needs all the help it can get.
Yeah, but she, man, I don't know. She was saying that the ball bouncing in was causing the rocks to bounce up and hit her truck and stuff. And so I talked to the kids. I'm like, look, you guys, don't. Just when the truck's there, just back up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Move down the street a little bit. That way, if it does bounce, then all its momentum's gone before it gets over there by our truck. And, for the most...
I'll continue doing this evil thing of playing catch.
Yeah. So, I figure, we got everything lined out. We're good. No. We started getting calls. So instead of playing in the street, the kids were playing in a yard that's like right next to their yard. Now they have permission to be in this yard and play. Same thing though. They'd overthrow the ball or somebody would miss it and it would bounce and it would kind of roll over there. Well, I guess they bickered amongst themselves a couple of times. I got a lot of static. I don't know why I'm telling you all that, but they had bickered amongst themselves and they ended up calling us because the ball had bounced over and they came from on the porch and picked the ball up and told the kids, if you want it back, call 911. So the kids did what they were told.
So they stole their football and then told the kids to call the cops. They went back.
Said exactly what they said. If you want it back, call the cops. You know how to dial 911. So...
And there are other things. These kids could be out tearing stuff up, being little hellions, but all they're doing is innocently playing catch.
Yep.
Okay.
So initially Renix goes over there, and I don't know. They can't with him. I mean, they literally can't. So I ended up going over there, and I talked to them, got the situation calmed down, and they weren't even going to give me the ball back. I was like, nah, you got me all effed up. It's like, you got me out here. It's past my shift. You wanted somebody else, so I show up. We get all this lined out, and I'm like, can I get the ball back now? And she's like, no. I was like, no, I need the ball. So she ended up giving me the ball back. Tell the kids, I'm like, look, play down there. It's very obvious we have an issue. Just play down the street.
Yes, this woman hates children and happiness.
Plenty of other places for you guys to play. Just don't play around here. Let's all just avoid a big old headache. Nope. They had something else. The ball had rolled over there again. They held it hostage. We were on something else, and we weren't able to get over there directly. And the kids' mom actually was able to get the ball back. Well, there's been like 6 or 7 calls over this. So I'm getting them all jangled up. But there was another one that was in the afternoon, and I wasn't able to get there because they specifically requested me, but I wasn't able to. So I called.
Same Burger King. You ain't having it your way. You get who you get.
Yeah. Well, Renix showed up. They don't like him. So then they wanted me, and I wasn't able to be there. So I called too, and I'm like, hey, can you go down here? This is what's going on. So he goes down there. And when he gets done, he calls me, and he's like, they really wanted me to trespass these kids from their yard. I was like, well, how old are these kids? And hang on, I think I got it now. They're freaking, I want to say they're like 12, 13, and 14. But she wanted them trespassed, like formally trespassed from her yard.
Okay.
I'm like, and I was like, did you do that? And he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, they're 11, 12, and 14.
Even if they got trespassed, if they were to go back, it's not like you can snatch them up and take them to jail.
I guess I'm supposed to write a 11, 12, or 14-year-old a citation for trespassing, for getting a ball. You know, and I tried to explain to the lady, I'm like, look, man, there's, like you said, there's a lot worse things that they could be doing right now.
Yeah.
You know, they could be breaking into cars. They could be doing all kinds of other crazy partying. I was like, but they're over here playing football. I mean,
yeah, they're being kids.
Yeah. So, but, you know, things between all of the people over there started escalating, and they're all yelling and cussing at each other, and it just got to be a big old mess, you know, because, of course, you know, they take the kid's ball, and the parents got to come out, and then they're like, well, why are you taking their ball? Well, then, you know, the people are like, well, F your kids. No, F you, F my kids, you know what I mean? So then it's going back and forth, and we end up getting called, but, yeah, it's...
And I remember when I was a kid, and all over our neighborhood, we'd play catch. We'd hit those little, they're like wiffle balls, but they're golf balls. Uh-huh. And we'd hit them all around the neighborhood. We didn't hit them at cars, and holy shit, you're wearing a Renix shirt.
Yes.
God dang.
I had to get my mind right for it.
Jesus.
You know,
thank me for my service.
Yes, and that is available. Ladies and gentlemen, the Renix service tee is available from Victory, and I'll get y'all that Etsy. It's on their Etsy shop. You can get it in whatever color you want.
Yeah, I saw that, like black and white and gray, and God, I can't believe you got one.
Shoot, there's actually, I know we're deviating here, but dude, we've been selling them. They're only $15.
Why?
People want them. They want them, and you can get them. You can order it yourself. It's Etsy.com/shop/ all one word. It's going to be Victory Custom Designs. It's on there. You guys can check it out. It's the old school Velveeta logo. And yeah.
I got on there and I saw that, and their shops, I mean, like they've got a lot of other stuff on there too, like some of their cups, tumblers or whatever look really cool.
Oh yeah.
And their shirts and stuff. Like if I was a chick, I'd probably get some of their stuff. But like one of them said something about, I can't remember what it said, something about I married an asshole or something like that. But whatever it was kind of funny. And I'm like, I'm going to have to get this for my wife.
Oh yeah. Go look it up. They're doing our rubber duck stickers, which I need to get with them and see if those are ready yet. Our code 05 rubber duck stickers. Got those, and then they did the Renix tee.
I can't believe you're wearing that damn shirt.
I got to represent. I even went to Walmart in this thing.
I'm going to take a picture of it and have to put it on our Instagram.
Oh, don't get me in it. But
oh, that's something else that I was told this week is that we need to post more often on Facebook and Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Do it for the gram.
Yeah, because I guess people want to interact or something, and we need to do it more often.
Huh.
But anyway, so when I was a kid, I would play ball in the neighborhood, and I still remember all of our neighbors by name. And if I had to go in their front yard to grab a ball that was over there, I just go over there and grab it and say hi, and I always called them Miss or Mister and their name, and they'd have a conversation with me, hey, blah, blah, and all that, and then we'd go back to playing. We never caused any problems or anything, and I mean, we might have hit, no, I don't think we ever did hit anything. But I mean, we were just being kids, and our neighbors were nice to us. And
this is a whole other level of petty, man. Because we've been called not just for the ball thing, but we've been called over there because like Amazon. So you know how you can track your package, like immediately start watching it before it's even departed the facility.
Yeah.
But like people be trying to check and see where their stuff's at. And we had a lady. It's another call that came from down there. She was tracking her package. It said it got delivered. She got home from work and it wasn't there. So she's kind of like, she's going like up in properties or nothing, but, kind of looking at porches around her house to see if maybe they delivered it to the wrong house. And she's like right next door to them. So she was like, looking at their porch and it wasn't there. So she walked up there, knocked on the door and was just going to ask, hey, did you guys get a package delivered over here today by accident? Dude, it was World War freaking III. Talking about pulling guns on each other.
What the hell?
There's the old ladies too. I was like, dang.
Yeah, there's something wrong with
strapped up.
I mean, I've gone to neighbor houses before, the ones that live by me, and knocked and said, hey, they said I had a package delivered. Did y'all see one or see them through here today? And they're like, no. And,
in 2022, that is not an unreasonable thing for you to like, it says it's delivered. Maybe it, people make mistakes. Maybe it went to the wrong house. I've had stuff on the house next to me before that belonged at our house. You know what I mean? That they missed it by one house. But I mean, that's not unreasonable now just to ask, hey, is it over here? I mean, I was like, y'all better hope that y'all don't ever order anything and it ends up at that lady's house.
I had a package get delivered to my house, and I looked at the address, and I'll go ahead and say it was FedEx that delivered it. So I go and look at the package. I look up the address. Well, the house, they left it at my house, and then if you drive 4 miles away from my house, that's where it should have been. So I didn't have any way of getting a hold of these people, so I just loaded it up in the back of my pickup and drove it to their house. Oh, this was after the next day FedEx showed up at my house and delivered one of my packages, and I pointed it out and said, hey, y'all left this here, and this is the wrong address. This doesn't belong here. And then they asked me if I called something, and I was like, yeah, I did. And they go, well, if the other people call, then that company will just send them another one. And they just left it there.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do your job since you're going to be that lazy. So I took it over there. People weren't there, and I just stuck it on their front porch and left. I probably gave it to them in better condition than what FedEx does.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like our post office here, I actually got to help them out with something, which I haven't been contacted by anybody from like the Inspector General's office yet, but like their guy had put it down, and like remembers exactly what house it was, but the person that lives at that house is like, nope, I didn't get anything. And he's like, no, I put it here yesterday at this time. And just, nope, no, you didn't. Nothing here. Of course, the lady whose stuff it is like, look, just give me my stuff. Just, I don't, even if you opened it, like, I don't care, but just like, give me my stuff. I paid for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know U.S. Post Office, dude, they're on it. Like, they don't play. FedEx, man, you gotta they get monsters shipped in by the case, and the dude freaking chucked them on the porch. I had like probably a 6-pack of freaking monsters that were all just open.
Yeah.
You gotta file a whole claim and, wait 7 to 14 days to hear something back. And
if it's the post office, our postal carrier like knows me by name and stuff now. And we don't have any issues with them. If it's UPS, I know that driver. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's even gone to the extent he's called me before.
Yeah.
And then, was it Amazon and FedEx? Mm-hmm. FedEx, they might deliver it in the right county.
Maybe.
Amazon, they will leave my stuff. And you see where my house is. It's, 100 yards off the road?
Yeah.
They might bring my stuff within about 80 yards of the house.
Really?
They'll just dump it off at the beginning of the driveway and then drive off.
That's crazy. It shows it's delivered. Heck, might be in the tall grass or something. They just pitched it out the window and turned around.
Yeah. But, and that's a whole other thing of people calling in wanting to know about their packages and all this. And I'm like, what are you calling us for? We're not the delivery service. This law enforcement.
Right.
But, yeah. And then your kids going over there. And I remember you telling me about all this and that. I guess one of the dads went over there one time and got the ball out of the yard, and they called freaking out because he walked in their yard and wanted him trespassed. And
yeah, that's a whole big old deal too.
And if that old boy walks over there, and you have to see him do it, mm-hmm. and they're adamant and they're wanting you to like write him a ticket or something for trespassing. That's when you can use our favorite word, officer discretion.
Mm-hmm. It's Man, it's always something. I think I negotiated a peace treaty with them though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she came up like after the dad trespassing ticket thing. So she came up and Renix had given her a statement, and she was like wanting to talk to me specifically, and it's always me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't change anything he's done. You know what I mean? But anyway, so we're talking about it, and I'm like, look, you've got to sometimes I cannot pull off of what I'm doing to come get a ball out of your yard. Like, when you're calling 911, which is an emergency number for really a non-emergency thing. Like, we have a non-emergency number. Like, for one, you should be calling that because, technically you're abusing the 911 system, especially when we're doing stuff, we're being petty now.
Yeah.
All they don't say a word to you, just come get the ball, go back, but then it turns in this big old shouting match, and then you guys end up calling us out over crap. But anyway,
even if you see it in the yard and you don't want them over there, then you're going to have to go out and just toss it back in the yard.
No. Well, see, she said that she didn't have a problem with doing that, but that the kids had started disrespecting her and calling her, like the ball would roll into the yard. She'd be sitting on her porch and the ball would roll in the yard, and they'd be like, oh, great, we got to go deal with Karen again. And she said that was disrespectful, and she wasn't going to do anything for them and be disrespected, which, to an extent, I can, I can get it. But at the same time, it's like, this didn't even have to get this big. This is causing a lot of people a lot of stress.
And you want to say to her, it's like, look, even these children, by saying that, they know you're being unreasonable.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that one over there, that's kind of an ongoing deal. But in the peace treaty that apparently Karens don't have a problem with the mom because she had come over there and got it before. And I'm like, look, can we just designate her like all-time ball getter? You know what I mean? Like, if it rolls in there, we tell the kids to go get mom, have mom come over there and get it, and we just call it that. And she's like, oh, yeah, that'll work. I was like, works for you, works for me. I'll make sure I'll talk to her and let her know.
Yeah, and even if the kids, like, walked around her yard, went up the driveway, and knocked on the door and asked,
she don't even want them there.
When I was a kid, that's how it always started with all of them. I'd knock on the door. And because we played like baseball in the backyard, what would go in another neighbor's yard? I'd knock on the door, ask them if I could go in the backyard and get it, and they'd just tell me. They'd be like, yeah, that's fine. If that's all you're doing, you can just go over there and get it. You don't have to ask every time.
See, and I'm surprised like that this hasn't turned into I can't think. You know, the Sandlot where they had the little erector set. I'm surprised they're not out there with like rakes attached to PVC trying to get this ball out of the yard, getting called about suspicious activity. Little kids running around with all kinds of crazy crap, you know. But
because they're scared of James Earl Jones.
Oh yeah. I don't get it. Things making things more difficult than they need to be. I got another one that she's kind of down the road from me. And there's kids that live in the house across the street from her. So when she looks out her window, she can see them all out there. She came in and was, I don't even know. She was taken so aback because there were a group of boys on a trampoline. And I'll give you one guess as to what the boys were doing on the trampoline. A group of 4 or 5 boys got a trampoline. What do you think's going to happen?
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, are they trying to play that flip the potato or hot potato thing and bounce them off or whatever?
No,
They're jumping.
They were WWEing each other.
Oh, yeah.
It was WrestleMania over there, apparently, and she was not having that. That's a fight club.
Oh, yeah.
There's kids running an underground gambling fight club going on.
Well, she should know then that they're not going to tell you anything about it.
I said, shoot, it's over there at old Hot Sauce's house. Man, I'd put 20 on him. He's stout.
You're like, ma'am, even if I question the kids, they won't tell me about it because what's the first rule of Fight Club?
We don't talk about Fight Club.
Exactly.
Exactly. Shoot. And that same kid, man, he runs around on a lawnmower. Oh, Hot Sauce, he's got like, God, I don't know, a handful of yards he mows in the summertime.
Yeah.
So he's always zipping and running around. Now, I'm not going to say he's 100% innocent because I have caught him in the middle of an intersection doing a donut.
On a lawnmower?
Zero turn.
Oh, yeah.
He just had that sucker spinning, which I can't say that I wouldn't do the same thing. I'm a grown-ass man, but put me on a zero turn, that's the first thing I'm going to do is put that sucker in and spin it just to see how fast I can get it going.
Now, was that kid earlier that we saw driving around?
Yeah, but he's taking the back alleys now. He's not running on the main streets. He's trying to fly incognito. But, yeah, he's mowing lawns and stuff, and she was upset about that. Said he was running drugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's a cartel member, huh?
Yeah. I almost wanted to have Renix pull him over right there and see if he's got any traps hidden in his zero-turn lawnmower.
You know he'd be writing out citations.
I want to say he wouldn't, but at the same time, my gut tells me he would.
That reminds me of a story I need to tell. I can't tell you on here. I have to wait. If I said what was going on, there'd be some people that figured out who's who, and they'd be madder than hell at me. I'll tell you after this. But you're talking about your Karens. That reminds me of a story, and you know that you're talking about kids that aren't doing anything that's causing too big of a problem. But we had a lady call in one time because she said some kids were riding 4-wheelers on the road. And the road that they were at, from that intersection, if you go east from the intersection, it dead ends. Well, where it dead ends at, there's one guy that owns all the property around that area. So there won't be anyone else driving in there except for the people that live down there, which is just one person. So she saw these kids, and she said they were driving fast and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't she goes, she didn't want us to come down there and like get onto them and get them in like major trouble. She just wanted us to go over there and talk to them about being safe. Because she's like, they're going too fast, blah, blah. And usually that's what we do. If they're not being too idiotic on it, you know, we'll go over there and tell them, hey, you guys just be safe on this. I hate having to go out on calls where a kid's flipped a four-wheeler and he's hurt severely. You know, just be safe with what you're doing.
Right.
Well, this woman, she'd pulled up next to him, and that's what she was going to do, was just to tell them to be safe and watch out if they go out on the road, make sure there's no cars and that kind of stuff. And she said the whole reason that she called us was because one of the little boys looked at her and goes, F you, Karen.
Nuh-uh.
And took the hell off.
No way.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get the call. One of my partners did. And he's talking to the lady, and they're telling him about it. And he's trying his damnedest not to laugh. And he's like, I've got to go up there. And I was like, why? And he goes, I've got to locate these kids just so I can laugh. Because he goes, I'm going to get there and I'm going to ask him, did you really say F you, Karen, to this woman?
Dude, you know that kid has got a mullet and a pair of pit vipers on, shirtless.
Oh, yes.
Hauling ass. Look, friggin' Dr. Pepper in the cup holder. Shoot.
But Elvin, I heard the call. I was dying laughing. I was like, this little kid really said F you,
I think I
Karen.
remember them saying that. Dispatch saying he said F you, Karen, or something over the rails. Like, what?
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh, I was dying. I was like, yes. I was like, I want to talk to this kid. And I'll be like, did you really say F you, Karen? Be like, that's why we're up here. She just wanted y'all to be safe, but then you're saying F you, Karen.
Disrespectful.
Oh.
Disrespectful. Oh, yeah. I bet he's got I'm going to say he's probably, shorter kid, a little heavy set, mullet, with the perm, vipers. Oh, yeah.
What you're talking about reminds me of maybe something Renix would be doing in high school.
Nah, Renix was an emo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and we do have pictures from when Renix was younger, too.
Yeah, but Renix is freaking... This is the thing, is most emo kids got something to be upset about. Renix went to, like, Westmore High School. Renix's parents are loaded.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a poor little rich kid. Is that a chopper?
I don't know.
Are we under attack?
Sounded like somebody out there was driving like a moron.
No, probably.
Nope, they're safe.
Once the price went up on catalytic converters, man, everybody started cutting them off around here. Modifying their own exhaust.
Uh-oh. It's talking about, this isn't really a Karen call, but it's a you guys need to be adult call.
Oh, what they got him on?
Yeah, that's what Renix is on right now.
Oh, Renix.
Well, no. It says unable to get in contact with 21.
He said he didn't get any calls. That's who I was just texting. But luckily for him, where that's located, it is now Seminole Nation Light Horse territory. And their tribal members too, so.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't even have to deal with that.
Nope.
And that's another thing. Man, if we started that other podcast of stuff to talk about.
Oh, man.
Those people that have to rely on tribal agencies to come out. Mm-hmm. I mean, what's the response time on that? I've heard some horror stories where people will call stuff in and it'll be like 2.5 to 3 hours before they show up.
They, when McGirt passed, they were already understaffed because it's been hard everywhere, trying to find people that even want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But once McGirt passed and they're spread like wildfire, they, all these calls, dude, it's bad. I mean, they do what they can, and I got a couple friends that are light horse, but they run them ragged.
Well, all right. Well, is that going to be us a good time to get out of here?
I reckon we can call it.
Yep, we've been on here for about 30 minutes. We can give everybody a break from our voice.
Well, until next time.
Yep, we'll see y'all next time.
Later on.
You have been listening to Code 0.5, the lighter side of police work. If If you have ideas or suggestions for our show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website at code05.co. That's code05.co. And please consider making a donation at our Patreon page, patreon.com/code05. Be sure to use the digits 05. Thanks for listening to Code 0.5.